If Hasbro's marketing team is listening and watching this video, I have a few words for you, and I hope you take this criticism constructively and not just as a negative rant regarding your product. Here goes. I think exclusives suck big time. I'm sorry to say it, Hasbro, but I think you are making a big mistake by producing products that are exclusives to several stores, maybe in the US or in Canada. It is a pain, a big pain just to acquire these figures if you do not live in the US and Canada. It feels like Hasbro is trying to alienate non-residents of US and Canada from getting their products, which I think is a shame. I think it is still in your best interest to make all your products available for the world, for the entire world. It just makes business sense. If your market is the entire world, then there's more sales, there's more profit. So I really don't understand why they still have to make store exclusives. Now, given the fact that you might have some relationships to protect with your major retailers in the US and in Canada, arguably there will be exclusives or exclusive items that these stores will require if they want to carry your entire line of merchandise. From My Little Pony, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Marvel, Star Wars, and all of that. Power Rangers, Ghostbusters. Okay, given that, may I suggest humbly, and I say this with so much gusto, that you please not make the main characters exclusives. If you are still confused as to which ones are the main characters, like, oh my god. For instance, Transformers. Hasbro brought the Transformers mythology to the world, not Takara Tomy. Takara was the one responsible for the toys, which Hasbro repainted and turned into a very nice story, convincing mythology, and that's the pop culture that the world has grown to love. You're in charge of this. You should know the story. And if I may just suggest one little thing. The main characters are not just Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, Starscream, and Soundwave. Those are not the only main characters of the mythology you created, okay? Seekers are main characters. Prowl, Ironhide, Trailbreaker, Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, Mirage, the Coneheads, Soundwave, for crying out loud, are main characters. Now, main characters should be accessible to the general public, to the whole world. You want everybody to have the main characters. If you have to make an exclusive, please do so with characters that are not the main characters. For instance, if you want to do some Seekers, I think you did right with the Target exclusive Rainmakers. Okay, some people don't care about Rainmakers, some people care about the Rainmakers, fine, but they're not main characters, okay? There you go, that's what you do. You want to do Nemesis Prime? Sure, Nemesis Prime can be a store exclusive. Shattered Glass Megatron? Sure. For you to come up with something like this, or worse yet, the Seekers of Thundercracker and Skywarp. Thundercracker and Skywarp have been there from season 1, and they are part of the original Decepticon cast, and for you to make them store exclusives is just downright unfair and unjust. Now, after that, you'd think that you'd learn from your lesson, and yet you make these two exclusives. If you make Thrust a Walgreens exclusive or something like that, I am just going to lose it, okay? I mean, you make like Earthrise Soundwave, Earth Mode Soundwave. You know how important Soundwave is, and you turn it into a Walmart exclusive. I mean, come on. If you want a Soundwave mold that's an exclusive, use Sound Blaster like what you did with the Siege version. That's fine, but not Soundwave and his minions. I mean, for crying out loud, I think you should have a new policy after the War for Cybertron trilogy. When you come up with the new trilogy, make sure you sell all 3 Seekers in one pack. That's not an exclusive, okay? You sell the Coneheads in one pack. That's not an exclusive. And you sell Soundwave and his entire minions of cassettes as one set. Okay, and I tell you this. If you're worried about, oh, it might be too expensive, a lot of collectors might not be interested in paying $100 for an entire set of Voyagers, or oh my goodness, you do not, that means you just have no idea who your market is. People will buy that set, despite how expensive it may be, just to get the main characters. And please, I don't know if what I'm saying is just falling on deaf ears. You are a big company. Who am I to tell you what to do? But as a fan, I was a fan since I was a kid, since the 80s. I got out of the Transformers game when I went to college, got a job, and decided to focus on more important things like women and raising a family and all that and having kids. But as soon as I went back to Transformers in 2007, up to this point in time, I have been a loyal fan to Hasbro. I have tried to purchase as many of your products for Transformers, Marvel, and Star Wars as best I can, and review them and try to give them in the best possible light. So as a paying customer, a loyal fan, and just a downright honest to goodness genuine collector of Hasbro products, please, I'm begging you, listen. And when I tell you this, that exclusives are not in the best interest for the fans. So please, 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 Hasbro and Takara Tomy, quit the store exclusives for major characters. Okay? Obscure characters, occasional repaints here and there, you can keep them as exclusives, but the main characters, if you still don't know who the main characters are, watch the reruns, watch the episodes of seasons 1 and 2 and even 3 and the entire 86 movie of the Transformers. You can't go wrong with those. You'll find out who the main characters are. Now Hasbro is always wondering, oftentimes perplexed, and many times vexed, that their products are being sold at ridiculously high prices online and in various other channels. Well, I'm here to say that it's all your fault, Hasbro. You have only yourselves to blame for that kind of occurrence. And the reason being is that you must do your research. If you don't do your research and you put popular products, popular characters as store exclusives, these are going to be sold in limited quantities. Not all store branches are going to stock up with the same amount. And with limited quantities and in-demand products, these are just a fertile breeding ground for scalpers and hoarders, and people are going to take advantage of your products. I mean, it's basic common sense, economic sense. Why can't you figure it out? And please don't tell us that the only popular characters are Optimus Prime, Megatron, Starscream, and Bumblebee. That is a bunch of cow excrement. Okay? I can't believe that after decades of doing this, you still have no idea who the popular figures are. And if you think, and if you know, you should know that the popular characters and figures for collectors should not become exclusives. You should make these available for everybody. And if a particular product is available on mass retail all over the world, there is very little chance that these products are going to be scalped and hoarded and sold at ridiculous amounts on eBay and other places here and there on Facebook and all that. Might I suggest that before getting into store exclusive products, you do a general survey, okay? If the product seems to hit a nerve and it seems to register very strongly with collectors, hardcore collectors, your fans and all that, if they really want something, if they think they're going to buy easily a product like this, make it available retail, make it available worldwide, everywhere. Now, for some obscure characters that are being requested by fans here and there, do a survey. And if there's not a lot of demand for it, there is a very niche demand for it, then you turn that into an exclusive. I can't believe I'm saying this. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you marketing people at Hasbro have gone through business school and all that, and psychology classes and all that. You should know consumer behavior and market behavior. I don't understand why I, as a consumer or a fan, need to tell you this. And for those of you who are really supporting my videos and all that, if we could all just tell Hasbro about their idea of exclusives, okay? So there you go. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.